Most beginners kill their first aquarium in just 1 to 2 ways. They either ignore it until it turns into a swamp, or they love it to death and scrub it clean, destroying their own ecosystem. If this sounds a little too familiar, don't worry, we've all been there at some point. The trick to being successful with a fish tank isn't working harder or by buying every gadget you find on Amazon. It's having a simple routine that you can actually maintain and stick to. That's why in this video, I'm going to give you a maintenance routine that's easy to stick to. I'm going to be breaking it down by daily, weekly, monthly, and occasionally. If you follow this list, your water will stay clear, your fish will be alive, and you can actually enjoy your tank instead of feeling you have to constantly fix it. Let's start out with the daily routine. This usually will take you a couple minutes. You can do it while you drink your morning coffee before you go to bed. First task I want you to do is a head count. Take a quick look at the tank, make sure all the fish are still there. Is anyone hiding in corners? Is anyone gasping for air? Are their fins clamped? They look a little bloated, just kind of off. Catching something when it first happens, even if it just looks a little bit weird, is a lot easier than waking up to having a mystery death the day after. If you want to have fewer of these moments, make sure you hit subscribe. That way you'll see all my guide videos. You can catch problems early and you can keep your tanks low stress so you can just enjoy your fish. Task 2 is just going to be something simple. Check your temperature, glance at the thermostat, glance at your heater, make sure it's actually doing its job. Heaters are one of the most common pieces of equipment failure that we have in this hobby. If the tank should be set to 78, but you see your thermometer's reading 68, you might have a problem and you want to catch it now rather than have your tank constantly keep cooling down and causing more issues on your fish. Your third morning task or before bed task, super easy. Feed your fish. Feed them something they can eat under a minute. 30 seconds for you beginners just to be sure. If you see food hiding at the bottom or just sitting there, it's not going to be extra love for your fish. It's just excess waste. It's going to turn into ammonia and cause so many issues and cloud your water for you down the line. A pro tip for feeding is you can actually skip once a day every week. It may sound mean, but it's not. It gives your fish digestive tract a nice little break and it helps keep your water cleaner, especially for someone that tends to be a little heavy-handed on the food. And your fish will be fine. I promise you they will. If you're worried about how long fish can go for eating, I have a whole video with a bunch of other expert fish peepers that talked about this. I'll link it to the card right here for you. If you're enjoying this video and you want to level up your tanks, a quick thank you to our channel affiliate Boost Plant. They're an entire online shop run by hobbyists focused on freshwater aquarium plants, aquascaping gear. If you're tired of guessing what will survive in your tank, they have clear labels, beginner-friendly options. They tell you what type of light to use. Make sure you check out the link in my description to help support me and them. Phase 2 is going to be your weekly task, things that you want to do roughly every 7 to say 10 days. For you weekend warriors out there, pick a day. Saturday mornings, Sunday nights, sometime that you have that's always free. Get into habit, make it a routine. First thing I'm going to want you to do is test your water once a week when you're first starting out. Water testing is going to be the first way you can see if something's wrong with your tank. You only really have to do this for the first, say, 6 months until you know your tank is fully established. Use your liquid checker. If you don't have a liquid checker, the sticks work in a pinch, but they're not always as accurate, so I will use both if I wanted to double check. You want your ammonias to always be registering 0 along with your nitrates. If either one of these shows an increase over 0, do an immediate water change of at least 50%. Get those down because something's going off with your tank. There's probably extra food or someone's dead that you haven't seen yet. Your nitrates, you're going to want to keep those ideally at 40 or below. If you have plants in your tank, you can keep them a little higher because the plants will help take those extra ones out. Like I said, if you see ammonia or nitrates in your tank, do not feed that day. Do an immediate water change. Keep your lights off. It'll help reduce stress on your fish. If your nitrates are high, that could be telling you that yes, it is time to do a water change because those will still go up, and at higher numbers over 40, those can also be detrimental to your fish. If you have one, gravel vac your tank. Make sure that substrate is clean. If you don't have a gravel vac, you can set up a siphon with a simple piece of airline tube and just clean as best you can with that by getting the siphon going and sticking that in the gravel to clean it. If you can't gravel vac, it's okay. It's not something you have to do. Just do it if you notice it's gunky and there's a lot of food down there. Third task, just give the glass and your decor a little check. Before you take all the water out and scrub all the algae off the glass, algae's not the worst thing for your tank. Don't go grabbing the kitchen sponge and bleaching the whole tank because you got a little bit of green on your tank. Algae just means there's some kind of imbalance in your tank. Usually just means your nitrates are a little high and there's extra nutrients in the water. Cut back on feeding for a couple days. Cut back on the amount of light you give your tank, and your tank should clear up. If it doesn't clear up, that's a whole other issue that we can tackle later on. Phase 3 of this routine is your monthly tasks. These are things that are going to specifically focus on your filters. First, do not rinse your filters out with tap water. Most of our tap water has chlorine in it, which will kill the beneficial bacteria. Now, if you're just cleaning out the sponge, yes, I have used tap water before. Do not do it constantly, though, because it will kill off what's in the sponge, and the whole point is to keep the sponge active with bacteria to keep your tank stable. When you're doing your regular water changes, siphon some of that tank water into a bucket or a big bowl that you have. Take your sponge, stick it in that bucket, and just wring it out. When you notice the water coming off the sponge is more clear, you're good to go. You don't have to worry about it. Now, obviously, if you're noticing your filter's getting gunked up, do this more than once a month, but that's again a sign of overfeeding. So be very careful with how much you're feeding. It won't look totally brand new, but that's what you want. You want it to still look a little brown because that's when you know there's some good stuff in there. Those of you with sponge filters, hang on the back filters. This is for you. I have not used the other types of filters. Those also have sponges in them as well. You're still going to want to do maintenance on them, even if it's not one of these two. While you have your filter disassembled, take a look at the impeller. Pull that plastic piece out and just check your impeller in there. Make sure there's no extra gunk building up on it or pieces of sand or other stuff that gets stuck in there. Also, do a check for fish because you'll find a lot of plecos sometimes get up inside our hang-on backs and we think they're just gone. If you notice that there's anything gunking up on your impeller, take the hang-on back off your tank and then just rinse it out with that same tank water you used before. You could even use the siphon as a little hose. It works great. Phase 4 of this routine is going to be your every couple months tasks. Every couple of months, just do a quick check of your gear. Doesn't have to be a big project, just a checkup. Make sure your heater doesn't have condensation on the inside of it. There's no cracks, there's no discoloration in it. Again, make sure it's keeping that temperature where you want it. If you notice anything looking weird with your heater, replace it. I always say, a lot of people say, keep an extra heater on hand just in case, because you never know. Give your lights a good once over or the hood of your aquarium. Sometimes those can get caked on algae or calcium buildup depending on what you have. Give it a quick wipe with a little wet paper towel and some tank water. Nothing crazy. Make sure that light is still getting in there and keeping things clean. Your hoses, canister filters, things like that. Just check that nothing's building up in them and getting gunky. Even the air line you use for siphoning, or if you have a fancy gravel back, just check that nothing's growing in there because we are flushing bacteria-filled water through our tanks. So it is possible that things could start growing and you don't want that stuff getting back in your tank. If it does, run some warm water through it, get in there as best you can and clean it. Now, I do not list. I'm going to give this to you because these are things you do not want to include in your weekly maintenance routine or any maintenance routine you're doing, because these are things that will ruin your hard work that you've accomplished over these weeks. First, and this is a big one, when you're cleaning your tank, please, please, please do not take the fish out to clean. This is a very old 30, 40 years ago rule, if not longer. It just does nothing but stress your fish out. There's no reason to take the fish out, especially if you're not doing a full water change. What happens in the wild? Mother Nature's not taking fish out before she pours rain in the rivers. You don't have to take the fish out. Leave them in the tank. Keep the lights off while you do maintenance. It'll make it less stressful on them. Don't do a super deep clean. You don't need your gravel and your filter and your glass and your decor to all be perfectly clean. Keep the front of your tank looking nice. Keep some of the decor in the front looking nice, but you don't want to scrub everything crazy like, because then you're resetting the cycle that you work so hard on, and then you have no cycle in your tank, and it can just lead to many problems down the road. You don't have to change your sponges in your filter monthly. If you get a kit from the store, you buy a hang-on back, it comes with a cartridge, that's great. Use the cartridge. When it gets gunky, throw it away. Those can be rinsed too. The only difference between those and someone who uses a regular sponge is that there's activated carbon in those cartridges that's not in your regular sponges. Clean them once a week. You really don't have to replace a sponge unless it's literally falling apart and getting in your tank. Just make sure they're not gunky and disgusting. So quick recap here. For daily, you're doing your head counts. You're checking your temperature. You're feeding them lightly. Weekly, I'm going to want you to test your water, scrape any algae off the front of your tank, leave it on the sides, and do about a 25% water change. Monthly, rinse out that filter medium, check your impeller, do a good once over of your filter. This sounds like a lot, but once you get into a rhythm, this is things that can take you seconds to minutes to do. The head count and the other stuff you do first, daily stuff, you can literally be drinking morning coffee, sipping it, checking your tanks. Easy peasy. Before you go to bed, quickly glance at your tank. Doesn't take much time. Your weekly routine, maybe set aside 15, 20 minutes, but you don't have to go crazy there. Monthly, if you do all this stuff in a month, maybe 30 minutes, but it's not going to take up a whole bunch of your time. If you're doing all this and your tank water still looks cloudy, or your fish are getting sick, or you just notice things off with your fish, there's probably some imbalance somewhere in your setup. A lot of the time it comes down to some simple beginner mistakes, which I haven't have a whole video on beginner mistakes right here. Give that a look if your tank is still a little funky. That'll help you really dial in on things that could be going wrong. And if not, I will also link my playlist to sick fish and medicine in case it's more one of those. And of course, always make sure you ask me questions in the comments. I respond to every single comment I get, even if it's a like and a heart. But questions, I do love getting you guys' questions. And it shows me you're actively trying to keep fish better, and I love answering your questions. So please do not feel like you can't ask me questions. I get people ask me questions all the time. Some people will even email me questions. Don't do that. Hit me up on Instagram or Discord or something like that, because I don't usually get those emails because they go to spam. So comment section, perfect for emails. Comment section, perfect for questions. If you're checking out those other videos or playlists, I'll see you over there. And if not, I'll catch you in the next video.